Hey guys, how's it going? It's Daniels here. Just a quick video. It's going to be really short, but we're just going to be talking about line chemistry in NHL 24 here. Really, there's not a whole lot to it. NHL changed the chemistry and line systems back in NHL 20 now. It's been 4 years, and every year they seem to make a little change here and there. A couple years ago when X Factors came out, which I believe is NHL 22 now. I think it was NHL 22 X Factors came out. That changed how chemistry worked. Essentially what EA did was they went, screw it, we're throwing all the chemistry rules that you see with line bias and everything else essentially out the window. It's still there. It still affects it a little bit. But with X Factors now, it's not nearly as big of a deal. So as you can see, you get a line rating or a line fit from every single player on your team as to what lines they fit on. As you can see, McDavid is actually best on the second line on this Edmonton Oilers team with his current coach, Richie. But really, if you look through all of our players, a lot of them don't really fit on the first line. It doesn't make sense to be playing a first line of Evander Kane, Alexander Barabanov, and Dylan Holloway. That just doesn't really make sense because, again, you should be playing players more so in their roles than anything else. At the same time, it's okay to play first-line players on the second line and second-line players on the first line. It really doesn't change all that much with development overall. But when it comes to actually changing line chemistry this year, they added the +4. Whoa, this very strange +4. It really doesn't change much. The way you can think about the line fit system is that for every check mark you get, you are getting a +1 or a plus 0.2 towards your total overall score. So if you have 2 greens on Zach Hyman, that means he's getting 0.4 there. If you have an orange, as you can see that Hyman has there, then he's getting a 0.1 for that score. And for the other 2 reds, he would be getting 0, like just no additional benefit or bonus to that line. So with Zach Hyman, he would be getting what? A 0.5 total towards this line. McDavid would be getting a 0.6, and Draisaitl would be getting a 0.5. So if we total that up, is only a total of 1.6. So now you're probably sitting here wondering, how on earth are they getting a +4 overall system? And that is where X Factors come in. Essentially, if you have 3 different X Factors, that is going to just boost your chemistry overall. The other thing that adds to it, of course, is player type 2. You can see Zach Hyman's a two-way forward. Again, just because he's a two-way forward doesn't really mean a whole lot. It's sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. Really, the chemistry is a shoddy system overall. It's not something that I would make or break my team on necessarily. It is nice to have a well-fitting coach that gives you +5 chemistry on your top 3 lines. That definitely helps with overall simming and scoring. But as you can see, if I do a line of Draisaitl, McDavid, and Nugent-Hopkins, that somehow gets +5. In spite of Hopkins having a worse, or Nugent-Hopkins, sorry, people correct me on that. In spite of Nugent-Hopkins having a worse overall line fit, and he also has Third Eye as his line contributor there. So really, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I can't even fully give you guys a proper explanation on it, but that's kind of just how EA is with franchise mode. That's the best way I can explain it for you guys. So hopefully that helps and makes a little bit more sense. As far as defensemen go, of course, you want to pair defensive defensemen with offensive defensemen because that's going to be really the best way to fit it. But EA changed it, I think last year it was NHL 23, where the two-way defender can actually have a solid system fit now. So that is nice to have as far as, oh, these guys aren't going to just show up together as two-way defensemen and get 0 chemistry like they used to, or even negative chemistry. Like that was happening in NHL 22, and it was pretty brutal to play with when you're like, oh, great, okay, my 85 overall second pairing defenseman's actually an 83 every time he steps on the ice because he's a two-way defenseman. Like that made no sense. So fortunately, EA's kind of changed that around, switched that around a bit, and it helps as far as building out line chemistry. Obviously, X Factors are going to be the dominant factor. Like I will show you guys right now, if we go in and add, let's say we add tape to tape and a couple other X Factors on Barabanov, and we add like some, I don't know, drive the net kind of like crease crasher, some kind of X Factors onto guys like Barabanov and Kane, I guarantee you the line chemistry will get better in spite of doing anything else. It's a completely broken system, but that's just how it works. That's what you have to deal with this year again, because EA refuses to improve. They go, oh, we added +4 chemistry. Great. Yeah, I'm glad we can go 1, 2, 3, 5, and now we can do 4, right? Yeah, that makes a big difference to my overall franchise mode experience. Not really, but yeah, let's just add, I don't know, what is he good at? Crease crash. Actually, you know what's interesting is I would give him like crease crasher as well as like, I don't know, close quarters and probably snipe. He absolutely rips the puck just clean in sometimes. So anyways, going with that, that's a start. Alexander Barabanov, again, fairly established player. You look at his stats, I would say, you know, probably speediness and passing are kind of his best attributes, or puck skills at least anyways. So really, that's how I kind of base if I'm ever actually adding X factors to players, to play with them, just to actually have the ability to, you know, not have a horrendously bad set of line chemistry. I will add X factors on occasion, but it's nice that they actually added the fact that X factors developed this year. So that is a slight improvement. I will nod my head towards that and recognize that for EA. But apart from that, really, it's completely lame that you can go, oh, let's throw 1, 2, or 3 X factors on a player that aren't even zone abilities or anything like that. And remember how our line chemistry was 0 on the line chemistry was 0 on the second line there before we added those X factors. Now it's +3. Does it make sense? No. Is it broken? Absolutely. But I hope this video helps you guys understand it a little bit better, and really don't overthink it. Don't overthink your setup too much. Obviously, if you have like 4 defensemen that are all a pinch and cycle, or sorry, let's say I have 4 young defensemen that are under 25 that are all pinch and shoot defensemen, I'm probably going to want to switch my coaching style to a pinch and shoot setup eventually, so that those guys will be maximizing the chemistry. But overall, again, play to your strong players. So play to, you know, your McDavids and Draisaitls, or even Nugent-Hopkins. Play to those guys, set up the line so that they actually fit properly. Obviously, I haven't done that, as this is a very rough playthrough save file that I'm working on here. But something else I want to add in here quickly too, guys, is that if you do ever decide to add X factors to your goalies because you think they're playing really well or doing things like that, if you manually go and add them, I do believe that it will still change your goalie status back to a rookie goalie as long as they're under 26 years old, essentially. I believe that is the cutoff for the Calder, as far as if they can win the Calder Trophy or not. So you could have like an 89 rated 25-year-old goalie that you just decided to add X factors to, and of course he'll go and very likely win the Calder that year, which makes absolutely no sense, especially if he has like a 40-win season or something like that. But overall, goalies might still develop X factors now with the new system EA's put in for X factor player development in their careers, not just up to before being drafted. But that's how goalies kind of manage in here with X factors and line chemistry and everything like that. Obviously, goalies don't contribute to line chemistry, but just a little something extra I thought I'd add in there with X factors. But that is it for this video. If you guys have any additional questions, feel free to drop those in the comment box below, and I will try to answer them as best as you can. I hope you guys enjoy seeing McDavid on an absolute heater here. 41 goals in 44 games. You know, it's actually almost seems realistic. But anyways, that is it for this one. I will see you guys in the next video.